welcome back to Assetto Corsa Competizione round 10 of season 3. It has been a very long season. It has been an exciting one, maybe not in terms of the championship fight for some of you who have been keeping up. However, that does not mean that we've had some exciting races, and today is hopefully going to be one more to cap off the season. I am It's Triton. Today I will be solo comming, potentially, but that is perfectly fine because today we are in one of probably the track I have been looking forward to the most since I have started commentating for ACC and since it got released. It is going to be my home race, actually. Mount Panorama here in Bathurst. So the Australian Grand Prix, so to speak, here in ACC to cap off what has been a fantastic season. Today I am probably going to I'm going to point out that the stream quality is going to be a little bit poor. That's all to hopefully make sure the frame rate does not drop. I figured out the issue, hopefully, and so far it looks quite good. A bit choppy on the stream quality itself, but that's to be expected since this is being downscaled and my settings are low, but I will take what I can get at this point. So thank you all for bearing with me. I'm going to read the chat here, see what's happening. Hello Kitsune, hello Danny. Lemon cheesecake, and it tasted epic. Oh, that's very epic. I could go for some cake or some pie, maybe. I have strawberry cookies here that I was supposed to have for breakfast, and my coffee, but that's probably not happening right now. So, Mount Panorama. In my opinion, this is the most difficult of the tracks on the ACC calendar at the moment, and probably likely staying that way as I'm going to ride on board with the guy who's seen a surge in pace, actually, these past couple of races, and I'm sure some of you in the chat would like for this. The man himself, Milos Martica, who has returned back to ACC and has been putting on a show. Play waiting music and munch the cookie. I can't do that. I have to commentate this hot lap. So Milos is going to be the guy we're riding on board with. I'm not too familiar with this track still. I'm still learning the corner names, but it is one legendary layout. So let's see if Milos keeps going here. It looks like he's going to keep going. So down the start finish straight here. After the 100-meter board, stomp the brakes into turn 1, chuck it in. Try not to hit that inside curve too much. You just want to kiss it, otherwise you're going to unsettle the car. Now down the second straight here. It is a high-speed track here. You do want to have that that top speed coming into some of these straights here. And as we climb up to the hill here for turn 2, it's after the 50 actually. Milos stomps the brakes, chucks the car in, takes a nice tight line, and then lets it run wide on the exit here. Going to go flat for turn 3 here, nice and easy, but then stomp the brakes as it turns straight into turn 4, and then just run the car through up the hill now. A very tight and twisty section, similar to that of Monaco or I believe Pikes Peak, if for some of the rally stuff. But now this flat sector of turns just completely lift off a bit. He hits the wall, so hopefully not too much damage there, or if it won't affect his lap time, he chucks it into the right-hander here, keeps as much as he can to the side there, and just absolutely yeet this infield section here, and now thread it through these slow corners here towards the end as we come back downhill towards the next straight here that's going to come up here. Just nice and easy as he just threads his way through, gets onto the power. Oh, he's actually backed off here, so that's great. We'll keep going here with Mearsman, I think. Yeah, no, he's not. Okay, who's this? Mills. Okay, Mills is still going. So now we keep going down the hill here for down the straight here. The next straight, it's gonna go down and then up. You can see the elevation change here is absolutely stellar in the mountainous region of Bathurst, Australia. Not really a very I don't know how to describe it geographically, but before the 100-meter board there, stomp the brakes here, just thread the car into this left-right section, as now Mills is approaching the final corner. Spot his braking point, nice and easy. after the 100-meter board is gonna be it. And again, you don't want to hit those curbs fully as he does, because it unsettles the car. As he comes across the line, that's gonna be a 2-minute 3.7. So the guy on pole position actually at the moment, setting the pace here. But that's our layout for this week. As what's happening here in the straight? Smelt and Olive getting out of the way. I don't know what they're doing there, so something might have happened without me seeing it. But we have a substitute here who is seemingly the guy to beat right now. So let's get him up here. We have a handful of reserves today, so here he is. Okay, Mikhail Nowakowski. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. But currently setting the pole time of a 2-minute 1. He's 8/10 ahead of everyone right now. Olive's P2 with an 8/10 down on that, so 1.8 for him. Sam, meanwhile, getting ready to go again. To everyone watching, hello. Keep me updated on the stream quality if possible, or frame rate, I should say, if it's stuttering or anything. Please tell me in the chat. For the moment, it looks good though, so I'm pleased to report that I may have fixed everything, potentially, as we see some people coming there. Oh my goodness! Somebody just completely went off the track there. That was kind of funny. I think that was Solberg, maybe in the Porsche. I'm not sure. Another reserve we have. Currently, yeah, Milos is in P3 now, Sam P4, Veldman P5, looking good. Illigner here on a lap might be getting held up here by Kessel, who has not been shown the blue flag, so I don't think he's actually holding him up. He's just on a lap of his own, potentially. So they're going to be racing, okay. So that's unusual, but hopefully nothing too major for them, as Ollie is also behind them. So for this part of qualifying, nothing really going to be going on, as usually is the case. Speaking of which, we actually do have something here that we need to mention that I'm going to pull up right now. And that is the Season 2, or Season 3 second place decider. So you're going to see some frame drops here, my apologies for that. We have I'm going to have to read it out here. So Van and Hudding, Chumley and Olive are all fighting for P2 in this championship here. Since first place has been sorted out quite a while ago. Since round 6, or round 7, I believe. So Van and Hudding will get second if he wins the race. He has to win if Sam finishes second or Olive finishes second, so he has to win this. There's a lot of scenarios here, but I'll read the easier ones. He essentially has to get in the points. Sam will finish first. If Van Hudding finishes, actually reading this now, it's basically whoever finishes ahead. And Olive has to win if Van Hudding finishes 3rd or 4th. So if Van Hudding finishes 3rd, then he secures at least 3rd. So there's a lot going on here. I will have to do the math afterwards. So hello Dragon. I see Tipsy went to get a bath. I know I shouldn't say this on stream, but you know what I would like. I'd like some bath waters if possible. But that's fine. I think I'm good for now, Sanix. Thanks. But yeah, I'm gonna hold it down to finish off this. This is just as I started, because starting next season. I can't read that on stream, but that is very good for Mr. Damien. I'm the voice of EGL. So yeah, tell him hi for me, and shoutouts to Tipsy on the stream, who had a very successful race in 2S Singapore, I believe, unlike me, thanks to my wheel deciding it hates me. But anyways, I'm only partially salty. Okay, yes, for the OnlyFans, yes. Yeah, if you got a picture of that. Meanwhile, Illigner puts it into P2, so good luck from him so far. Our man who's usually on commentary is actually in the car today, finally, or back in the car. So Christian Stricker, aka Kimmy, in P7, so looking very strong here. Nowakowski, meanwhile, still on pole position by quite some margin as well. So, Gajda, meanwhile, finally out on the road. Last week's race winner in Kailami, keep in mind. So, the one who has made his name, potentially, finally getting the race win. Him and Olive showing up this season. So, let's see if one of them can claim... Let's see if somebody else can claim a win here, potentially. Since Karsten is not here to get a race win, or to add a race win to his collection. But we're right on board with Gajda, who is absolutely sending it a bit, maybe too much, into that corner, into the left-hander here. This is like we say, this is a tight section here. You do not want to overdo it or overcook it. So yeah, Kessel coming through to hang on there, or to finish his lap as he actually caught the wall as well. So we're going to see a lot of that, potentially. This is a very difficult track to pass on through these sectors. You're going to have to do it on the straights. So it's a very unique track, and it reminds me of actually more of a Macau, if anything. If you guys watch Macau, with its, you know, like, essentially a combination of Baku and could be like Baku, maybe. The kind of like the street circuit-esque kind of thing that I see. Monaco, tight level infield, and then these long straights down the back where you're going to be wanting to overtake. It's narrow. The track is narrow still. But yeah, these are this is a very interesting track, I would say. Hello, Hammer. Good to see you. Yeah, Bathurst. This is going to be a good one. So, DTM. Okay. Ah, yeah. Codemasters before grid. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know they had those. DTM is an interesting category for me, so I'm sad to see it go down, because I know that they have like a lot of aero on those cars, which is something I'm a fan of. So yeah, I'm gonna be trying to keep an eye on the chat, because that's gonna be my main source here of entertainment, I think, if it's a boring race. But Illigner is closing in on that pole time. Chris Stricker is P3 on his return, so this is looking good for him. The track temperature as well, I should mention, it's 36 degrees Celsius, which is pretty hot, as I am understanding. And this is, it is November, and that means it's almost summertime in Australia. And I've lived through an Australian summer, and it's, I might be too young to remember it properly, but it's quite something. So yeah, going into that, as we're approaching the last parts here of quali, Nowakowski's in the pit, so he's not going to be able to challenge potentially. He does improve to a 2-minute 0.8, and we don't get as many yeet here. We do get some yeetage, trust me. Yeah, if you watch properly, you will. This season has been full of the quote-unquote yeetage. So, keeping an eye out here on Illigner. Is he going to be able to get this pole position? Or is he going to just settle for the front row, which would be a respectable position for him? His teammate's struggling in P7, so Timo, our Season 1 champion, not able to do it. Our Season 2 champion is into the pits, P4 at the moment. Chris is going to be P3 as it stands, if nobody else improves. But let's see Illigner come across the line. He is unable to improve. So, front row at the moment for him. Olive is going to hopefully be improving here for his sake, but he's got 7/10 that he has to make up going into the final corner here as the flag is being waved. Handful of drivers into the pits, only some of them improving. There's quite the gap here, so this guy, our reserve for the day, Nowakowski, showing how strong he is. Burnout style ACC game, maybe. Olive crosses the line. He does improve, but only still in P5. Or actually, did he improve? Yeah, he did improve. But that's not enough as it stands. Veldman into P6 as at the moment. Van der Hutting is out on the track right now. Let's see if he's able to improve on his lap time as he's approaching the final parts here of Bathurst here into the chicane, or left-right chicane, whatever you want to call it, towards the final corner here. He's going to have to chuck everything he wants into this. He's 1.2 seconds behind, and as it stands, he's not going to be getting P2 in the standings. So he needs this if he wants it. If he wants to make anything happen, he's going to cross the line here. And that is going to be not an improvement. So P8 for the moment. Let's see if Milos is on a lap here. There he is. He's going to be finishing it up. He's last time out was a 3:18, so he's going to be probably on his final flyer here. Let's see what he can do. Yeah, you race with your real name here usually. As he clocks that curve there, that might not have been good enough, and that's gonna, yeah, it's gonna harm his run, and he's just gonna back out of it. So that seems to be qualifying almost. Timo, oh, Veldman actually crosses the line, goes P3, so fantastic lap from him. So Nico doing a great job. What if you have a funny name? I mean, then yeah, my name is funny, yet here I am. So Nico and Timo P3 at the last minute there, actually. So good laps from the Mercedes guys there. So 3 Mercedes up there, but all losing out to a Porsche, which oh, we have rain. So this is interesting. Kitsune, oh, and it's going to get intense rain, so you buckle up, guys. This is how we're gonna end the season here. I've been waiting for this for quite some while. We kind of got teased in Kailami last week out with the rain, so yeah, it was only like this, greasy. So this is not yet dry wet. This is not yet a wet weather condition. So it's going to get there though in 5 minutes, it says. So somebody might want to gamble. Somebody might not want to. Let's see what happens. We're gonna see some potential yeetage, guys. So get your friends, get everyone here, because this is going to be an exciting one. I think we have never had a wet race in ACC in all 3 seasons, so this may be a first. That is if it stays wet. So yeah, the 2 races Karsten doesn't race, it rains, he's saying in the chat. So that's unfortunate, but last week it was just greasy, so it was just annoying to drive, I believe. But yeah, already Hammer, thank you for that. We're gonna be starting here soon, so be sure to smash that like button here. I'm gonna get the proper gaps here. So our pole sitter here, Mikhail Nowakowski, going to be leading the way here for the formation lap as everyone is getting ready here. Illigner, Timo, Nico Veldman, Chris Stricker, Chumley for the fight for P2, Olive, Van der Hutting, Martika Smelt, Shane Power on his return back as a substitute. Ollie Stricker, Mills, Kessel. I'm gonna try to pronounce this. Makiejewski? Masiejewski? I'm sorry. I'll call you Jacob for that.
Alright, we have some wind conditions. Watch out for curves and exit, and remember to brake early.
Yes, watch out for curves and brake early. Okay, so we're getting all ready to go here on the formation lap. Shane, what happened there? Shane Power's in the pits already. I think he's gonna be doing he's gonna be starting from the pit lane potentially on the wet tires, but we have a greasy track here. We have very unique settings here. Let's see what we get here, as the lights are gonna go out here soon for the final time in season 3, and we go here for the Bathurst Grand Prix in the wet conditions. It's a good start from Nowakowski. Timo tries to get along. They're trying to go 4 wide there into turn 1 almost, but they get away with it there. Illigner keeps up in P2. Timo ahead, and I believe that's going to be somebody. I think that's Veldman, Olive losing out a bit of positions here. Let's see what's happening. Nowakowski holding position. I pressed the wrong button. Let's try and get back here. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, right now going wheel to wheel, Timo Brown and Sam Chumley into turn 1 as Timo goes wide there off the track. So there's a lot of chaos going on here. Mills is put into the wall off the side there. Everyone is sliding around. We have got a lot of chaos here in the starting moments here in terms of track conditions, as somebody has gone into the wall. Solberg has a drive-through, I think, for jumping the start. And I believe that is a Ferrari sideways there. I think that was Stan. I'm not certain, so I'm gonna go back to the regular standing, or the regular screen here. But so far, everyone in the front getting away cleanly as cleanly as it could be. As there's a Lexus in the background. That's Ollie going into the wall nearly, but into this tight infield section here. Nothing. Everyone keeping it fairly clean, except in the back. There's a couple guys on wet tires, I believe. I think that is no, that's a car into the wall there. Hopefully no big damage, but it seems as though there is for no pan. So Shane Power gambling by starting on the wet tires, and that might have been interesting because the track is damp, so everyone's gonna have to be into the pits here soon if they did not start on those wet weather tires. But yeah, look at that. The rain is gonna get worse here, and I don't know if these guys are on wet. I think these guys are on dry tires potentially. But our substitute guy, Nowakowski is absolutely gunning it now. Everyone's struggling in the back here. Kitsune style driving from the sounds of it. Oh, that's somebody off the road. That's Timo and I think Solberg, Velasquez all off the road. Everyone's going off. Mills spins out, and there's a lot of chaos here going on. Solberg's off the road. Gajda's off, and oh my goodness, Mills, Solberg, Bidel and Stan get away. Everyone is into the pits. Oh, that Gajda overshoots it. As what is happening? We have got damp conditions here, and it's going to be quite insane here. Whoever cannot keep their car on the road is going to be struggling here, because look at this. Everyone into the pits. Timo's into the pits. Makijowski, I'm sorry, Jacob, I'll call you, into the pits. The top 11 still out there. Milos having some contact there as well. Potentially big damage for him, as well as Bidel. Marius, I think, able to keep out of the trouble there. Stan goes off the road in the Ferrari as well. Mearsman trying to hold it on the road. The one who might be in a good position, as I mentioned, potentially is Shane Power, but yeah, Illigner, Veldman under pressure here. The two fighting for P2 are fighting it out here as well. Let's see if Van den Hutting is able to get ahead, and he does, because Sam makes a big mistake there and is struggling to find the grip, because now it is starting to get really wet, and the curbs are going to be very wet as well. So hitting a curb is going to be very, very, it's going to be very complicated, as Veldman makes a bit of a mistake, and now Van den Hutting taking full advantage and up into P3. So this is going wild here in Bathurst here, and it's going to get worse from the looks of it in 5 minutes. So we're going to be seeing full wet conditions here in a little bit. Smelt, Olive, Stricker, Kessel all lining up here. Let's see if, as well as, I believe that's, who's not into the pits? Okay. So Ollie is, that's Ollie and P10, Belascu. All these guys have yet to pit, so they have to make a pit stop, all from P1 to P20 down. So, oh, rip, Dragon has to go. Don't worry, you can come back and watch it. This is going to be one to watch back, I think, as these guys are all struggling here. Let's see what's happening here. Ollie and Chris both off the track, so the brothers are off the road here. Let's see where Sam is in. Nokian is into the pits. Veldman and Sam both are pitting for what I assume to be wet tires. Olive, Van den Hutting, Illigner, and Nowakowski still staying out. I don't know if that is the right thing to do, because it is wet now. So that means that these guys are all going to be struggling here. So let's keep an eye out on that. Let's see. If you did not pit, I think you're in trouble. Let's ride on board a bit here with these guys. See how they approach. Or we'll just watch here. Illigner, you can see him kicking up a lot of spray. But it's going to have to be very cat and mouse through this middle section here. Yeah, they're mowing the lawn, essentially, through the back here. So Gajda, let's see how fast Gajda is compared to Solberg on these wet tires. What I assume is not wet tires, actually, because he's spun around 360ing it and keeping it somehow away from the curves there. Solberg himself goes off. Let's see. Whoever's not on wet tires is absolutely screwed here, I think. So let's see, Veldman and Chumley both wheel to wheel out of the pit exit here, trying their best. Push, happy. You're happy you're missing. I think you're missing out, honestly, but let's see. Timo is coming across here with, I don't know if those are wet tires or not, but I assume Veldman and Chumley are both on wet tires, judging by, I mean, I guess, common sense. But let's see, Veldman and Chumley going wheel to wheel into turn 2, but not making anything of it. As Bidel and Mills going side by side there. Shane Power, I think, might have made a strategic master stroke. However, he will have to pit, so that might harm him. So let's see what happens with him as Mearsman, clouts the wall a bit there. Same as Shane Power. I don't know if they actually are. Maybe that's net code or something, as Illigner makes a mistake. There goes off the road, and Van den Hutting is going to seize that position. So he's up in a P2, and this is looking perfect for him in his quest for P2 in the championship. So, I need to breathe, but Nowakowski's not pitting, so I assume he may have started on wet tires, because he looks very fast at the moment. His best time is a 2:15. He's doing 2:17s. So, the rain is still staying as it is. And everyone in the back. He does still have to pit, though, so this is looking better for some of those guys behind if they have better tires. Ollie, meanwhile, and Chris both not pitting. I think they might be on... yeah, they're not on wet tires on the looks of it. They're well down on the time. Marius 2:18 is his best, as there's yellows somewhere. I'll have to keep an eye on that on the mini-map. But yeah, this is a lot, as Solberg gets a 30-second stop-and-go penalty, so that might be it for him. So I'm gonna take a minute here to get water, because that was a lot to focus on. But at the moment, I mean, if these guys are on wet tires, I can't tell what compound everyone's on. It's gonna be a bit difficult to see, but for the time being, I think things have calmed down a bit. But we do have a train here. Olive trying to catch up to Illigner and put the fight back towards Van den Hutting for P2 in this championship. But the rain is starting to fall, and it is not easing up. You can see a lot of spray and a lot of build-up here. So this is the first time we have wet conditions such as this here in ACC at 2SRL, and my first time commentating Mount Panorama. I believe we had it in season 2, but I wasn't here for that one, unfortunately. But we have it now. That's Bedell into the pits, I believe. That, and also Nopen, yes, into the pits. So we'll keep an eye out back up front here. Then Hutting starting to slowly close that gap. Illigner not able to keep up. Olive looks very fast. We're right on board with him in the spray of Illigner, and it looks quite treacherous at the moment. So let's see who's able to make the most of this and find their way through. A lot of drivers are into the pits actually behind there, or is that... no, that's just a lot of drivers coming down the straight here. Kessel, Ollie is out of the pit, or into the pit lane, so he's going to be putting wet tires on, maybe, I don't know, as that's Nowakowski getting past Bedell. So, oops, on board there, but not able to do anything yet is Olive. Kessel and Smelt are lurking in the background as well. But yeah, but you can see this, if you look right there, you can see these curbs are going to be quite lethal. We got yellows again somewhere, they're clear now. So a lot of people struggling as Olive spots a mistake from Illigner and gets the move done and moves up into P3 on the track. And now the rain is actually going to get worse from what I am seeing in a little bit. And you can see, actually, I don't know if it already is, but that might just be spray. But yeah, this is going to go a bit wild as it stands. But yeah, I am... it all depends on what these guys can do here as we go forward with this race. So 9 through 12 pit. Veldman and Chumley both past them. Gajda and Timo moving ahead as... oh, that's a mistake from Timo going off the road there, but doesn't keep it, or doesn't get it into the wall, thankfully. Does rejoin behind Gajda though, so losing a position there. Marius yet to pit. If he's on wet tires, like I think they have to be on wet tires, right? That's what I'm assuming, but I can't see anything. Timo likes grass, so it seems. So I'm trying to keep an eye on the tire grooves, but I can't really see. So Illigner again going a bit wide there. Smelt might spot an opportunity here, so this is what he needs to do, is just keep it off the road. And he's actually probably going to get the move here as he goes wheel to wheel with Illigner into the final corner, and that seems to be the move done for Jasper Smelt. So good job to him, up into a very good P3 as it stands. As I think Chris's game crashed, or something happened there. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, Olive up in P3, making a gap to these guys. Actually, Van den Hutting getting. Oh no, Van den Hutting is starting to come under pressure from him. So this is looking good for the battle for P2 for Olive, if he's able to pass him. I think. Let me see the spreadsheet again. As it stands, I believe I might miss something here on the stream, but yeah, I'm not gonna be able to see it here. I believe this is. I don't think this is good enough for Olive to take P2. So the lawn mowing again. As ooh, Van den Hutting nearly into the wall there. He might have actually touched the wall, but I don't think he has any damage. Olive is fighting his way through as well. These guys still not catching our leader. Ooh, let's see. Yeah, look at that. Look at the gap he has gotten over Nowakowski. And the rain is probably going to help the Porsche, I think, potentially, since I would think straight line speed does not matter too much. I don't know if it does in the rain, but it's often in F1, I know, like, it usually helps to run more aero in the rain, simply because you're not going to get past anyone, since the slipstream is fairly weak. So let's see what these guys are able to do. Olive mounting the pressure soon on to Van den Hutting, but Van den Hutting looking very good for P2 still, unless Olive has something to say about that. So these two will be fighting it out. Jasper Smelt and Illigner in the background, and Kessel as well. All three of these guys having a fantastic race at the moment, but they have to pit. So 2:16.6 for Sam last time out. Let's see what these guys are doing. 2:15.6 for Nowakowski. Oh no, 2:18.2 actually. So let's see what Sam did. 2:16.6, yeah, or so 2 seconds a lap faster. So this is actually looking good for Sam if he wants to undercut these guys potentially, as we did lose somebody there. Unfortunately, I don't know who that was, but that is unfortunate. I'll have to check back, as Marius is now coming into the pits for a scheduled pit stop this time. Gajda is 12 seconds off the back of Sam, so I think Veldman's made a mistake. Yeah, he's fallen well off the order there, down to P15, so something has happened to Nico. Keep an eye out on where Marius comes out soon. Check on Olive. 17.8 last time around, so still not looking fast enough, as the rain does seem to be. Yeah, it says the rain is going to get heavier soon, if you look at the top there. So in 5 minutes time. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think, yeah, we're in that session. We're in that time now. It is going to be worse. So right now the rain is going to not going to improve. It's just going to get worse and worse from here on out, because as you can see, in 5 minutes it's going to increase as Van den Hutting makes a mistake and goes off the track there. Has to cut the corner in order to avoid the wall there, so he may get a warning for that. Otherwise he's just going to have to concede some time there to Olive, who might also be struggling in these conditions as well. So everyone who started on the wet tires actually has to make another pit stop, is what I'm thinking. So this might not work out for the top 8. But we'll have to see. So Marius is going to come out behind Sam. Timo is well behind, actually. Look at the gap. So yeah, that's that is interesting, to say the least. So since I have yet to have breakfast, what I am going to do, while I try and pay attention to this incredible race, is open a bag of biscuits. Here in Southern California, I will tell a story. We have an amusement park, which you guys may know of, called Knott's Berry Farm, and it's essentially themed off of the Peanuts cartoons. And they sell, Knott's Berry Farm sells cookies, or they have these premium cookies. As we have a lot of fighting going on here, and these are lapped cars as well, so we have these cookies that have like strawberry jam, and they're shortbread cookies inside. So I'm going to eat one now and try and keep an eye out on the action here, as the blue flag guys have to move, and the rain is getting worse, so this is going to be hard for them. But yeah, that's Christian moving out of the way there, and he's gonna have to move again soon. But yeah, so far I have a gap here, I think. Okay, sorry. I was quietly trying to find that yellow flag. That's Milos, and he is unfortunately out of the race. So a shame to see him end the season like that after a strong comeback from what it looked like. But at the moment, Sam is looking fairly strong to jump a handful of these guys. I don't know how long the pit stop is here, and of course, oh, okay, that's a bit sketchy. They're looking from the Ferrari, who has to yield with the blue flag to Olive. We might have lost some time to Van den Hutting actually from that, so very unfortunate for him there. And yeah, I saw there's something else here. Marius off the road again. So struggling a bit in these conditions. Belascu coming in. He's got damage, so he must have gone off somewhere. And that is his race taking a big hit there. Gajda and Timo chasing Timo down at the moment. 1.7. But there's a 23-second gap to Sam in front. So Sam looking very strong as it stands. We will have to see where these guys go, and that's Bedell into the wall, unfortunately, so yeah, he's got heavy damage now, so he's gonna have to pit, probably. So, I believe, where's Mearsman? Mearsman is right there. He's still got to pit as well. Illig, Nerv, Kessel, Smelt, Olive, and Van den Hutting all have to pit as well. So this is going to play a bit interestingly into Sam's hands here. If he can win this race, that would be big for him, because that means he seals P2. Whoever wins, essentially, seals P2, and it's whoever finishes ahead of whoever seals P2. So there's a lot to play for here for these guys, as the rain is quite heavy at the moment. Let's see from, yeah, the onboard here of Van den Hutting and Olive. Olive in the spray as well, so it's going to be worse for him. So you can see them trying to avoid the curbs here and just threading their way through the midfield here. There's the yellows there. Which car is that? Car number 30. So that's Jacob getting his car turned back around there, spinning it out. Unfortunately, Mills as well having an issue. I think she's down in P19 as Smelt is gonna be trying to get blue flags here from Stan, who is not moving out of the way and potentially hampering him. So it's a bit hard to let them go here, but he has to do it soon because Kessel is catching him, and he's going to be losing time. So yeah, I don't understand what's happening here. But yeah, this is yeah, okay. Is he going to let him go here? He's not letting him go here. Might let him go onto the straight here. So let's hope. Yeah, he's flashing him and trying to get him to let him go, but yeah, he's not letting him go, it seems. Oh no, there we go, there we go. So that's taken care of there. I'll go back up front here to Van den Hutting. Breakfast. Yeah, it's only early in here for me, but Stan's car is cool. I agree. But yeah, these are shortbread cookies, like biscuits, if anything. They're not really cookies. You have them with tea. You can have them for cookies, or you can have them for dessert, or you can have them like with like a tea or coffee, which is what I'm having them with right now. So that's what I'm doing for breakfast, and they have strawberry jam in the middle, and these are probably one of my favorite cookies, and I have not had them since I was younger, so I'm happy to have them here. But yeah, it's kind of calmed down here. People are bunched up, but nothing much happening until we see the yellows, so. We do have yellows, actually. It's car number... I can't see. As, who's that, actually? That's Solberg, I think. Yeah, he's off the road there. And unable to turn it around. So that's unfortunate for him. As it's still yellows for him. Or is that 314? Or 214, yeah, that's him. So, I think he's able to get around now? Yeah, it seems like he did, so. Very unfortunate. Sam has actually got some damage on the side of his car there, which might not be helping him. So he's going to be giving Marius blue flag soon, I think. So this is panning out interestingly, as we're seeing. The top 7 still have yet to pit, and will actually have to do so very soon. And it's car number 50, so Stan is also off the road there, at the end of the mountain, or at the end of the downhill section. So let's see how Sam fares this for a bit, as Bedell gets a 30-second stop and go penalty, possibly for speeding, so that's pretty much over for him, unfortunately. Sam being given the blue flags here for Marius, who is in P15. So this is playing out very interestingly, seeing how far behind some of these guys have been just because of the struggles of the weather. And it's only going to get worse, as you can see at the top right. It is going to intensify and intensify again in 15 minutes. So this is going to be very interesting, as again Solberg off the road and got some damage on the side there as well. Mearsman, meanwhile, still in P7, looking good. 22 seconds up the road from Sam, but that's not enough, of course. As the two brothers, or actually no, that's Gajda and Ollie fighting it out there for P10. Potentially more on road, depending on when these guys pit. But yeah, Gajda has a bit of damage there on the front, so that's not going to help him. Let's see if Ollie is able to send it up the inside of Gajda. No, he thinks better of it and actually spins him around. No! So Ollie pulling a bit of a... That's a bit of an Aris moment, I believe is the saying. But yeah, we'll have to speak after about that. So that's Timo getting some breathing space from those guys a little bit, as we're almost halfway through this race, and was quite wild at the start, and it might get a little bit wilder as we go on, so stay tuned for that. We'll keep an eye out on Beamer for a little bit here, see how he's faring. So, I mean, the one I'm thinking here is, the infield section. I mean, it doesn't seem too bad, honestly, in the rain. Because the braking point does seem a little bit earlier. And you do have to kind of thread the car through, but it does seem as though it's not too crazy bad. As actually, I might rue those words because Timo, oh dear, completely goes off the road. And has some damage, I'm sure, at the front, I can see. So that's, not what he needs, but he's still able to get away with it potentially, and of course since it's raining, sometimes the damage is not as severe. So yeah, overcooking it a bit into the corner there, not going to help his race at all. But Sam, meanwhile, fighting it out here, and actually going into the pits again is Veldman and are they going into the pits? Yeah, they're both going into the pits. Christian and Nico, so they might have had some contact somewhere, I think, because yeah, I see some damage at the front of their cars there, as same as Nico. I see some damage, so let's see. I don't know what they're doing in that sense. Mills is also in as well, so let's see. Illigner pits from the front, so he's the first of the front guys to pit, as we got yellows. That's car 17. That's actually Olive. Antoine Olive from P3 has completely spun out and crashed. And now he's gonna have to wait to get it turned around, so he's stuck and probably cut his engine. Okay, he's got it going again, so that is big disappointment for him, making a catastrophic mistake. And does he have any damage, or did he just spin? It seems like he got away with it, but yeah, that is a big disappointment for him. Yeah, he has to wait to reverse, otherwise he's gonna rejoin into them. So once they got out of the way, that's yeah, the big disappointment. Illigner is gonna come out behind Sam, actually, so Sam has made this work potentially, and he might not have to pit again. So if he played his cards right, he will be well up the order here. But yeah, this is looking good for Smelt, who is now in a very solid P3, which might actually stay P3 because I don't think Sam has enough pace to keep up with that at the moment. So that would be a very strong showing from him. As, oh, again, Olive spinning it out there and 360ing it and completely flying off the road there. Oh, dear. So this has gone downhill for him as he's trying to get it turned around and get back onto the road. So the rain is starting to get maybe worse. Or maybe it's just, yeah, ah, dear. Yeah, this is just unfortunate. This has just gone downhill for Olive. He's got to wait now because his car's coming. As, come on, okay, yeah, he's gotta wait now. So yeah, he's reversing it and then trying to get it back on here. I can hear another car coming, so let's see. Oh, that's actually Biddell, and he goes off as well! So both the Lamborghini teammates crashing in unison, unfortunately, and now Sam is coming across here, so yeah, Olive pitting. I don't know if he's gonna be retiring or if he's gonna be changing up tires or whatnot, but yeah, a lot of people are pitting. Possibly again. I don't know if there's another set. I'm pretty sure there's only dries or wets. So let's see. Sam up in a P5 might potentially be P4 or P6. I mean P5 or P4, depending. We'll have to see where he comes out as we're almost halfway through the race. So a lot of yeetage, yes. Get a grip on your life. Oh. Unfortunate. Poor Olive. Yeah, this is, the rain is looking quite interesting at the moment, so I think it is getting, yeah, it's gotten worse, and it's going to get worse in another 5 minutes, so let's see if these drivers are able to handle these treacherous conditions here. So, we're going to get less laps, actually, since the lap times are slower due to the rain, so that will be interesting to note and see how many laps we ended up going through. So 12 laps so far, and I assume another 12, if that's the case. Maybe 13. So Van der Hutting into the pits as spinning out again is Chris Stricker, so unfortunate. And now we're at the halfway point, so Kessel, Smelt, Illigner pitting again, so might be for a different set of tires, I'm not too certain. But Van der Hutting in as well now, so we'll see where he comes out. Nowakowski threading his way through the back markers now, a lap ahead almost of Van der Hutting, or of Olive, I mean. And oh dear, who is that going off the road there? Yeah, Jacob struggling a bit as we lost another couple drivers, so unfortunate. I think that was Chris. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, there he is. So
I have oh, why did I close my game? Okay. I did a nice spin.
Oh man, I saw some of it, yeah. So yeah, you can help me, Kokam, while I catch my breath as Nico punches into the wall there, unfortunately. So he's got some damage there on this front. So struggling a bit here. A lot of people struggling. How are the conditions? I assume bad, yes?
Well, they are. You cannot go flat down the straight or you will spin. If you lift down the straight, you will spin. If you hit the line the wrong way. I understeered. I don't know how many times. You gotta brake very early. It's horrible.
So I
Just put
guess
it
I
that way. It's
underestimated
horrible
it.
conditions.
Yeah, it may not look that bad then, but
Yeah, no.
it does seem
I
quite
mean,
treacherous.
the only two people who haven't had a incident of some sort are the top two, if I remember correctly. And well, I don't know how the Porsche is in the whip. I know the Aston Martin is very stable. The Audi was not stable. My setup was for dry, so I had quite an aggressive oversteer setup, low to the ground, and that just in the rain was not it. Um, yeah, it's quite treacherous traditions.
Yeah, I have not driven in the wet in this game, and I really don't want to. So
Yeah, it's an experience.
meanwhile, Smelt lapping Olive, and both of them going into the pits. So same as our race leader Nowakowski. So we'll see where he comes out. We're gonna go on board with us, potentially maybe Sam. Well, Sam's not gonna join in the lead, I don't think, but Van Hutting does rejoin behind Sam. So we'll have to see how this pans out. Mearsman, who has yet to pit, actually, this is for position, so he is not going to want to fight, or he's not going to want to let him go easily. But let's see if Sam does get a good enough run as he goes to the inside. Actually does get a good enough run and is ahead of him before the braking zone. So good job to Sam as he just nicely threads his way through the corners. And Mearsman going to probably be pitting soon as Nowakowski is finished with his pit stop. Let's see where he comes out. If he's going to come out in the lead or not is another question. Are these is there another, or do you have to pit for another set of wet tires if you're Sam or one of the guys who pit early? Or are we not sure? But actually,
I don't assume so because you can cool down your wet tires on the straight.
oh, okay. But yeah, Nowakowski does rejoin well in the lead. So, but Sam has made a massive undercut here with the strategy, so he's up in a P2 now. So this is looking good for him now, all of a sudden, to get P2 in the standings. So, and the rain is intense even further, it seems.
Where has Smelt come from?
Yeah, he's been doing very well. He just has been driving cleanly and not making any mistakes. So he's
So I cannot connect the server. Oops.
try restarting
I'm
your
gonna
game.
have to. I'll just have to. Okay, yeah.
Sometimes I have that issue as well. No, it's okay. We're just vibing at the moment. We got 25 minutes to go.
Yeah, it's a wet race as well. Usually not that much action happens during a wet race apart from the odd spin here and there. Just quick shout out to Ollie. I don't know, he's kept it clean.
The stream would like to know your location. No, but you had a bit of an incident with Gaida, so.
Okay.
Ollie race ban confirmed.
Yeah.
No, she. As I think something happened to Van Hutting. Where's that? No, he's just dropped down the order a bit here is all. But yeah, Olive is a lap down behind Kessel, who's in P4, who's driving a very good race. Timo is now up into P5, Ollie P6. Mearsman dropping to P7, I believe. Yeah. And everyone's kind of spread out a bit. So, or in terms of position, so things are calmed a bit.
Did you happen to catch my my incident with Nico, by the way?
I did not. I just saw you guys go into the pits together, so I assumed something happened.
Yeah. So I was going down the straight and I spun, and then Nico does the exact same thing, and while he's losing control, he hits me.
Oh,
so we do synchronized spinning, and we both crash into each other because of it. That's just to give you an idea of how the wet conditions are. We're just driving straight and sunny, boom, both of us just not pointing in the right direction. So yeah, my game does not want to connect to the server, so I'm just gonna have to go off whatever you say.
Okay, that's fine. But you can watch the stream. It's not lagging finally.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah?
Yeah, it's been fine so far.
Cool. Let's get the settings back to normal, I guess.
Oh, we got yellows again. What was that for? I didn't see.
seems to have crashed in the forest level, which I can understand. It's very easy to lock up into that corner and then just understeer straight into the wall and exit. Sam's in P2. Wow, okay, so
Yeah,
his
made a really
uppercut's
good
working
undercut.
wonders here.
Yeah, he's done a good job, and he's got a 12-second buffer to smelt behind, so if he keeps those tires under control, he will be able to keep this and claim P2 in the championship.
I was just gonna say, how's this, like, how this plays out in
At the
championship?
at the
I'm
moment
assuming
it's
Olive's basically.
yeah, Olive is essentially out of it, and Sam is looking good to be P2, and yeah, Van Hutting is probably P3 if it stays like this, of course. If anything can happen though, because Olive was looking like he was in a good point, in a good place to fight it. As we got another yellow, that's again Vidal, I think. Yeah, he's out of the race. He's into the pits. So everyone finishing is going to get points here. High attrition in the rain, but this guy here has shown up and he's been absolutely rapid. So yeah, Nowakowski. Nowakowski. I'm sorry, I'm trying to say that properly, but yeah, he is 6.4 up the road. Sam might try. Sam's 7 seconds slower that time.
Slowly catching him, actually. It seems. No?
Is he?
Yeah, okay, so 220.3. Let's see what Sam does this lap.
220.3 for Sam, 220.3, just a little bit faster though, so trading lap times. As Sam makes a very interesting mistake there. He goes well wide into turn 1, so that's going to cost him time.
Yeah.
So
there was some standing water in turn 1. That caught me off guard as well. You have to brake around 50 meters before usual, because the car just slides off into the distance.
Oh dear. Yeah, so yeah, the difference in this game and others, like the standing water actually builds up in certain spots, and you have to actually notice it, I believe. Yes. Like in F1, it's kind of just like you stay on the racing line and it just clears, I guess. Whereas in this game, it still accumulates. Correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
It's kind of like, I don't know if you've driven the Forza, what's it called, the Forza Motorsport games.
I have not.
It's kind of the same concept. It's like sometimes you have water just standing on the road and it like grabs you in and all that, but ACC does it much more realistically. It's definitely not fun to drive in the wet though.
Yeah,
especially in these conditions.
We have 20 minutes to go here. 9 seconds now separates the lead, and then Smelt to Sam.
Smelt's gaining as well.
Yeah, he's starting to gain a bit. Sam's gonna be struggling soon on those tires potentially.
I wonder if we have some sort of crash gates, because as far as I remember, Smelt, Kessel, and Van der Hutting are all very good friends. So I don't know, man. Oh, Ollie's gotten close to Timo actually.
Yeah, I'm watching that right now. So Timo's struggling a bit. He's got a little bit of damage, I think. So does Ollie, but we'll see how this plays out. As Ollie looks very feisty at the moment in the Lexus, which I don't know if they're driving that next season, but it worked out fairly well for them, I would say.
Yeah, both of them have enjoyed the car. I remember, and the Lexus is known as like the best, the rain master car per se. So it's known as the car that's the best in the rain, alongside the Aston Martin, which is supposed to be very stable, and Ferrari. And it seems both Sam and Ollie have just taken that to their advantage and just trying to push the Lexus to the limit of what it can do in the rain. And it seems to be going well for both of them at the moment, actually.
So let's see if Ollie wants to go for the move here. It went wrong when he tried it on Gaida, who's unfortunately had to retire because of the incidents. But let's see if Ollie can make it work this time cleanly and go onto the start-finish right here and get a good run onto Timo. But at the moment, Timo seems to have that covered off.
Yeah, it's quite difficult to overtake on this track.
Yeah, it seems like the rain is stabilized now, so. As both of them go onto the grass a bit, so struggling a bit with the traction. But is this a good enough run for Ollie? I don't know if he's going to have a look here into Oh, he actually is going to have a look into turn 3, or into turn 2 here. Is he going to have a lunge there? And Timo's going to give him the space, and down the inside he goes, and that is the move done from the looks of it, and that is a good move from Ollie there. So Timo has to concede P5 there to him. So very well done.
Yeah, that's actually a really good move.
Yeah, beautiful.
Props to him for that. And another thing, like when you're racing in the wet, like if you see someone go up your inside, you just give them your space. There's no point fighting them because if they understeer, you're both off. So you're more cautious defending. I'd say also a bit more cautious attacking. But it seems like Ollie here, he just went for the big send, and it seems to work out for him.
Yeah, he got a good run on him. He was alongside him, so you have to go for the. If you see that gap, you go for it. And if you no longer go for that gap,
if you see the gap. If you see the gap and it's there, you go for it. Some people see a gap that's not there, but
yes.
Alas.
Shoutouts to.
I'm very tired today. Excuse me.
Shoutouts to Sam, season 1 spa. Anyways, we got another yellow. That's again Solberg was struggling again there, moving out of the way. I think for these guys who are lapping him. So that's Smelt, Kessel, I think. Yeah, that's Smelton, Kessel, and Belescu, I think, getting out of the way there. But Olive starting to chase down Stan here, and that very epic-looking Ferrari livery. I believe next season, are we gonna have Imola next season? I was gonna mention we have 2 new cars coming, the Ferrari 488 Evo and the AMG Evo Mercedes. So and also Imola for the new DLC. So
yeah, have you mentioned this on stream yet?
I have not mentioned it. So I think next season we're gonna be at a new track. So. Imola, which hosted F1 just a little bit ago, last time out, is also going to be hosting ACC here in F1, or not in F1, I mean ACC here in 2S. So that will be one to watch as it's being added in the next DLC, which is coming out, I believe, middle of this month, is it, or?
Yeah, it said it'll come out in November. It didn't say exactly when it'll come out. We're assuming middle to end of the month. There's a 3-hour Imola race, which another thing to shout out, the 2SRL's first esports team.
Sorry to interrupt you there. That's Stan flying into the wall there, sliding circa 2008.
We have red. Ooh.
Sorry, I had to mention 2008 at least once here, but. While the conditions are different,
he was going 90.
Yeah, the incidents may be the conditions may be different, but the sentiment is and the style is there. Some people will think I'm talking about something else. Other people know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyways, all I'll say is it's not what you think.
Yes.
Anyways, we're almost quarter of the way to the end.
Yeah, and honestly, props to the guys that have kept going, because I think I went to the pits twice, and I'm just like, okay, that's it, I'm done. I wasn't enjoying it at all, so I honestly, hats off to anyone who finishes this race.
Oh dear, Stan locks up again off the road there, so making some mistakes now. Sam's closing the gap a little bit. It was 9 seconds before, it's 8 seconds, but yeah, it's just not enough from the looks of it. He's going faster as it stands.
Smelt seems to have dropped off as well.
Oh, we got a yellow again, car 29. That is actually going to be Nico Veldman off the road. And he's gonna get that back. Yeah.
I think that's a very depressing looking Mercedes right there.
Yeah, unfortunate, but he did win the Constructors' Championship for a reason with Karsten. He had to be consistent to get that, and he's always getting the points, so just unfortunate today. These are difficult
He
conditions.
fights to the end.
I agree, Hammer. It is quite difficult, yeah, so.
Especially on Bathurst. I can deal with wet conditions on tracks like Silverstone, Zolder, Kailami, all those places, but Bathurst, that is the track I struggle in the wet, because it's just one tiny little mistake, you're into a wall. And there's so much elevation changes and so many small bumps in the track that you notice when it's dry that you try and avoid. but when it's wet, it just the effect of those bumps are times 5. So, for example, I think it's turn 4 into the uphill section. I think there was 4 times I spun it just because on the line I usually take there's a little bump, and when it's wet, the car just lost all its traction there. So it's very difficult to find the right line to drive in the wet for Bathurst, and unfortunately, I couldn't find it today.
Yeah, unfortunately. Sometimes, I mean, it's just like it's hard to adapt to that lack of grip. You have a certain way of driving, and it's just like it just doesn't work out. You just have to be so much more careful, and it's just like you end up losing that concentration for a split second, and that's it. Or you just have trouble finding the grip, and then you're unable to keep the car under control as a result. So the rain can catch anyone out. It catches out the best of the best. So
yeah,
it's there to change the game. As I can see a lot of standing water there on that start-finish straight there where Sam is going across. Again, there's yellows. So that's Velasquez, who's completely crashed out of the race. So unfortunate for him.
Oh, that seems to be quite a heavy.
Yeah, he's yeeted the wall very hard, it seems.
Cars.
As the rain is actually going to, it's not going to be in time. In 15 minutes, it says it's going to get better, or it's going to decrease in intensity. But yeah, there's not 15 minutes left of this, so unfortunate.
Yeah. I think Sam's done a very good job this race. He's a season 2 champion for a reason.
Yeah.
And I think he's showing yet again that he's part of the top drivers of this league. I want to quickly mention Nowakowski. So Timo brought him in to give Carson a challenger for season 4.
Oh boy, and he looks like he might be one.
Although I do think some of the drivers we have currently might also become challengers.
Yeah, I am very much looking forward to season 4, and also the stream quality will be very good because we will have Timo streaming because he's going to be stepping down to commentate. So that will be interesting. I will not be the host of the streams, but I will still be commentating.
So you still get the Australian commentary?
The Australian commentary will be great. The Australian commentary turns out German.
Yeah. Hello, how are you?
Guten Tag. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Beamer. I love you. No, he's putting the Ferrari team on his back in 2S Tier 1, so... Anyways.
Yes. Scuderia Squad Spinderella.
Yes. Squadra di Spin.
So yeah, I was mentioning, I think Sam and Olive are the 2 drivers to look up for season 4 who might be able to bring the battle to Carson. I know Sam and Alexander Carson are season 3 champion, and I think it was someone else. I can't remember. No, it's those two. Those two, they are doing the Endurance Cup for the Sim Grid, which is in my opinion, probably the biggest racing league right now for ACC. And they're in Split 1, so they are up there with the Aliens, and they'll be driving together for that. So both of them will learn a lot. Alex, we've already seen he has Alien pace, and Sam, he's just on the doorstep of Alien. And I think if he puts in the practice, he'll be able to bring the fight to Carson next season. Olive as well, he's shown massive improvement, and he should keep showing improvement. So I think he's one to look out for next season as well. It's going to be interesting. There will also be 2 splits. That's another thing. I don't know if you've mentioned that as well, Trident.
I did not mention that. Where there's going to be split 1, which will be the one we're going to be commentating, and then split 2 I think might be streamed, but that's all up for discussion.
I think at the moment it's going to be a split between 10 pro drivers, 10 silver and 10 amateur, or something.
Oh wait, you mean? Oh, sorry, I'm thinking. Yeah, it's going to be in the same race but splits.
Yeah.
Sorry, my apologies. I got confused. Yeah, so we will mention that definitely.
So if you're looking to join this series and you think your pace is not up there with the top guys, don't worry, because there will be a split for you. If I'm racing, I'm still not sure I'm gonna race it. I will probably aim for the pro split, but most likely I'll be in silver, because I'm sort of in between. So I'd want to challenge myself in the pro split, but if I'm not enjoying, I'll probably drop down to silver. Also, which means you can be promoted to different splits throughout the season. And there will be 3 championships and 3 team championships going on. So that will be very interesting. If we can get a full grid.
I hope we can. I mean, this is
Another
good stuff. Like all this for
yeah.
and we're also gonna have some like highlights and stuff, and hopefully, kind of like how we did season 2 for a bit with the intros and stuff. So let's hope for that. And hopefully it'll be more refined as we go forward. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's looking good for ACC here in 2S. First 3 seasons might have been a bit trying, but now it's looking like we have some very exciting prospects showing up. So I'm interested to see it as well.
Yeah. And there are rumors that season 4 will start after January, but in the meantime we will have some special events. That is due to if we start a new season in say 2-3 weeks, there'll be only 1 or 2 races before Christmas break, which is a 2SRL tradition, I think.
Yes.
That there'll be no racing in the Christmas holidays, which means everyone can go off, spend time with their family as well,
Christmas and New
have a
Year's,
little
yeah.
break, come back fresh for the next season.
Yeah, we take Christmas weekend and New Year's weekend off. So I believe this year
Yeah.
Christmas is on Friday, and then New Year's is probably New Year's is Friday as well. So we will probably just take those weekends off.
And due to that, there's not really a point in starting a new season because there'll only be 3 races or so before we go into the break, which will be about 2-3 weeks, depending.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a while.
In the meantime, there will be special events held. Yeah.
Yeah,
But these special events will be streamed to EGL.
I might take a part in those potentially. I'm considering getting into ACC. I'm not really good at it.
Yeah.
I really do like the cars and the handling. Like the force feedback especially is really solid, and I think I might have it too strong because I had some issues with like getting the car turned in and stuff. But I tried out the Porsche in AMS2. I know it's completely different, the handling and stuff, but I actually really liked the feeling of it. Like, yeah, it felt really solid and really stable. So I'm considering giving the Porsche a try. So just depends on if I can, yeah, or getting into Porsche Cup or something. Cause I'm a fan of the Porsche handling as it stands. So I want to explore that further.
Yeah. That's another thing with these special events that we might be hosting is it doesn't matter how good you are at this game. You can be someone who picked it up yesterday or someone who's played it for their whole life. Anyone's welcome. There's no championship, so you just sort of race for the fun of it and get to, if you're new to the community, get to know the people here. Because honestly, I'm in about 8 different leagues. I don't race in all of them, but I have 8 different ones, and 2SRL is the one I always come back to. It's like the people here. It's just they make it so much better to race, and people come to stay. And I've met a lot of friends here, and the community feeling is huge. So like, there's all these esports teams that go to one-off events and other leagues, and everyone decides to make a team in 2SRL because it's just they prefer driving with us. So I really recommend if you're new to these, to 2SRL at least.
Oh dear, so yeah.
Give it a go.
Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, Nico's around again, and he's stuck here. He's gonna have to wait it out. But yeah, I second your words. Nico, no. Yeah, unfortunately he's struggling a bit here, but still keeping it in P12. But yeah, he's got heavy damage to the front, which is really unfortunate. Shame to end it this way, but he'll be back next season with a vengeance. So let's see. He's letting everyone go, I think here. As Olive kind of drifted there, I saw. Yeah, and he's into the wall as well. So. Yeah, he's struggling.
No.
Yeah, Olive having a nightmare of a race himself, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the Lamborghini is not very good at weather racing.
Well, the Lamborghini is not very good in the dry either. So.
Honestly, me and Jack Mills are taking it for the SimGrid event. That was talking about earlier,
the last time I took the Lambo
I'm enjoying it.
I took the Lambo for the SimGrid event as well. Nico and I hated it. Shout out to Hugo for anyways. No, to be fair, maybe it's just because we were upset because of how horrific my stint went in terms of luck. Because I felt like my pace was fairly good, especially considering I'd never even That was my first ever race, and I was keeping up with the guys in that split, like the top, or the guys in that split I was well ahead of, almost behind, and the guys in front I was stabilizing the pace with, and the guys behind I was gaining. So yeah, that was
yeah, pace is good.
yeah, the pace was very good until the last place car decided they wanted to be idiots and slam into the side of me instead of letting me go.
Yeah, that does happen with these endurance races. I'd say like season 2 for Sim Grid will probably be better because people know how to handle blue flags now. Like most people have already tried endurance racing, and there's 3 splits. So you have amateur, you have like silver, and you have pro, and it's all raced on different servers. So I think this season will be much better. I think.
Yeah, I saw they'd put in a lot of work for it. I kind of just want to drive around. I want to do the hour-long races. And maybe the 2 hour stints would be fun, like the endurance team. So I'm considering it.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking of taking an off season of F1. So, or just doing one. I'm putting it to, yeah. I'm taking one league at a time only, and I'm thinking that's just gonna be VVDL on Saturdays, and then leave just the rest of the week open for ACC, and to just get the hang of it, or AMS2 or something. Just in general, I've just been enjoying Assetto Corsa more. Hot lapping and stuff in there is fun. So
yeah, that's true.
I'm hoping.
Which also
oh yeah.
Sorry.
I was gonna say I'm hoping that that 2S has their planned AC stuff working out.
Yes, I'm part of that secretive team. This league will not come to you before 2021 starts. That's a given. However, if we can get it to work, it will probably be a very interesting league to join.
Yes.
If you have AC and if you've tried the RSS Formula cars, that's all I'm gonna say. If you know what that combination feels like, and if you know how driving on DLC tracks feels like, and if you know how F1 My Team works, I think you get the picture now.
Yeah, that's all you guys need to know. So I suggest you guys stay tuned, because that would be absolutely legendary if they can get that to work. So
yeah, it's quite difficult.
Yeah.
Winning the cars is quite. There's a lot of different variables that we don't know what mean, and we're just trying to figure out what means what fits where, and how the upgrades would work and all that. But I think I've already said too much, so stay tuned for that. Keep the hype up for that, and
yeah. And if you haven't driven the RSS cars, I suggest you do it. They're fun. They're quite fun. In my opinion, the most fun I've ever had with a car in sim racing is with RSS 2020. It might be a bit too crazy fast and a bit too much aero for some people's liking, but I personally enjoy it because it just makes you drive on the edge. It's super fun. In fact, I'm gonna do that probably after this. I'm probably gonna. Yeah, I'm in the mood to race after watching this insane. It might have been boring. It kind of got boring at the end, but it was insane at the beginning.
Yeah.
As we have the lights, or the time is up here, so when
this is the final lap.
Yes, or yeah. So when Nowakowski crosses the line here, he will take his maiden victory as it stands. So Sam tried to fight it back, yet he did a good job recovering. Regardless, and Sam did what he needed for P2 in the championship, from the looks of it.
Yeah.
But today, it all belongs to this guy here.
It seems like he secured that, and Vader having secured P3, and
yeah, and Olivier will secure P4. All three of them having pretty good seasons. Olivier probably having the better of them, just more inconsistent because of he did have a race win. He's the only one of them to win a race, so he has that going for him. But this guy here is also going to win a race, and for the first time driving in ACC in 2SRL for the last time this season, and for the first time here, as he actually makes a mistake coming across the line, is Nowakowski, or Mikhail Nowakowski, for the win here in the Porsche. And a stellar drive from him, start to finish, as he spins around there. give us something as Nico straight lines it there.
Celebratory donut.
Yes. Sam finishes P2
Yeah.
here as oh my god! Marius just like he zoomed off into the distance.
Oh my god! I just saw that on stream.
So yeah, Jasper
Marius
Smelt.
Doors.
Shout outs to Jasper Smelt. First time on the podium here in
Yeah.
2S
Okay. So that's the
ACC.
podium. That is a stellar performance from Jasper Smelt. He's had a very up and down season. I think that's a good way to end his season.
Same can be said for this
He's
guy
at the
here.
pace.
Yeah, Bas Kessel. Struggling in the beginning of the
Wasn't
season,
he-
but the last 2 races have been absolutely astounding for him. As we got some donuts
Wasn't
here.
it just- Yeah, this is the end of season donuts that I'm sadly not taking part in just because, well, yes. Shout out. Can we go look at Ollie real quick because he is yet to finish.
Yeah, there he is. Crossing the line in P5. Good recovery from him. Van der Houding up to
Yeah.
P6. Timo and Mearsman going to cross P7. Mearsman having a good race in P8 there. He can be proud of that as everyone is just kind of circling around here doing our celebratory donuts
Everyone's
for
doing donuts.
another season finishing off here. And another a very interesting season. It might not have been great in terms of a championship fight like we've had the first 2 seasons, but we did have some interesting races and some very interesting things going on, like today in the beginning. This is one to watch back in the beginning, at least.
Do you have a few personal highlights of the season?
I do have some. My highlight is France, actually. Paul Ricard.
Paul Ricard, I was just thinking of that as well.
Yeah, the last like
That
10
was-
minutes of Paul Ricard.
That was such an intense race.
Agreed.
If you haven't, it's extremely close. Okay, P1 basically Carson's ran away with it, but P2 has been amazing this season. It's really, I think it's been a bizarre season. Also because I'm taking part in it. I've been more from the outside, so I see more of what's happening. Whereas when I'm racing, I'm just like, okay, I finished this position. Okay, my brother finished here. Right, okay, cool, next one. So it's been fun commentating as well this season. I'm not sure if I'll join next though, because I might be racing.
Well, that's good. Either way, it was a great pleasure to have you with me in the commentary booth. It made it a lot more enjoyable, and as usual, next season will be different, yeah, since Timo will be there. I don't think we're gonna have. I don't think anyone's here for interviews. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. So I guess I think we're just gonna end it here and just give some last minute stuff here. So
I mean, I think we could probably pull a few people in, but
let's see. Nobody seems to want to because a lot of people are angry.
yeah, I can imagine. I just want to quickly mention, not a single Audi finished that race.
Hollow.
So
Oh,
it's
no,
not me
Ollie
that's
is
bad,
here.
it's the car.
Ollie's here for this. So
Yes, let's bring him in.
yeah, here we go. So Ollie, it was an
Hello.
interesting race. A good recovery from you. How was it?
It was, yeah, as you said, very interesting. I got the strategy wrong completely at the beginning, and that put me into a really bad position. And I think I just kind of kept it out of trouble, kept it from spinning after, and then I could pit for wets. And then I got, I think, 2 or 3 really nice overtakes, so that was good fun. I don't know if you saw those, but
We did see your overtake on Timo. That was quite a send.
yeah, no. Well, I had the confidence in the car because I knew he'd be slow. He'd been slow for a lot of laps, so I was like, I'll give it a go. But yeah, it was really fun. I mean, I could have definitely driven way more consistent, I would say. I ended up having over a minute of damage coming towards the end. But yeah, just kept it from spinning and kept it from ruining the car. So overall, quite pleased.
Yeah, it was a good recovery drive, like you said. And did you at any point feel the car was very unstable, or was it quite a good car in the rain today?
No, well, every single lap, man. The car was it was fun to drive. It was like I really enjoyed driving it. It was a lot of fun. It brings me back to my Assetto Corsa days of drifting. So it was good fun.
Yeah, because we were saying the Lexus is quite good in the rain, and I feel like you pretty much pushed it to its limit today, and it was nice to see you recover your drive.
Yeah.
Uh, I beat you in qualifying, so I am faster than you. It's not my
Well, I
fault
beat you in
that
the race, and I had a bad quality.
it's not my fault that Mr. Shane Power spun and I couldn't avoid him anywhere and I crashed. Which is the only reason why I left the pits much later than you.
Yes, of course.
Yes, very, very, of course. I beat you in qualifying though, so Lamau.
Okay. Well, I mean, I gotta congratulate both Kessel and Smelt today because they had the perfect strategy. At the beginning, they started on wets, and then I think they kept it really clean throughout the whole race, so that's good on them. And I also have to, I think, we took P2 in the Constructors' Championship, so that's always good news.
All right. So Sam's gotten P2 in driver and constructors, and you got P2 in constructors. So it's overall been a decent season for Alexis Texas Racing. Do you have
And
any
that's been
highlights?
the highlights of Alexis Texas Racing. I, for me personally, I can't really think of any because I've had quite a bad season. But definitely, some of Sam's drives have been outstanding, and he's been a really good teammate and always helped me out with setup and fuel and tire pressures and stuff. So, yeah, overall, quite happy with the ending, all things considered.
And I have a question about season 4. So do you know who your teammate's going to be, who your car is going, what your car is going to be, and
I have no idea who my teammate's going to be. I'm kind of looking for a drive in the Lambo because that thing just looks amazing. But I'm also tempted to go back to the Audi days because that was probably my favorite car to drive.
I'd say the Lamp is quite similar to the Audi actually. I'm driving it for the sim grid, and I think there's not much difference. I prefer Audi because I'm Audi biased, but I'm also looking at the Lambo. So
Yeah.
could
Okay.
this be Twin Turbo Racing 2.0?
Perhaps you'll have to wait around and see. So
Le Mans, yeah. I mean, I haven't picked. I don't know if I'm gonna drive yet, so we'll see.
okay, but I mean that's always down to you. But yeah, and thanks for doing commentating all season. It's been really fun to look back and see all the racing that's been going on and all the funny things you've said. So
Thank you very much. Anything else to add, Tard?
Not really. All that I have to say is that I look forward to seeing you next season and hopefully see maybe was it a constructors battle fight potentially because it's looking good. So
yeah, I hope so. And my aim next season is to get a podium. I say that every season. It's never really been in sight. I mean, I've been close, but hopefully this time around I'll be able to get a podium.
well, we look forward to it, and yeah, with that, I think that's it here. So thank you for that.
Thank
I'll
you.
put you back. Congratulations on the season again, and yeah, we'll see you in season 4.
Yeah, thank you.
What?
All right. Can we get anyone else here? Nobody else is.
Should we just yoink someone in?
I think they're talking about something, so
Yeah.
I don't want to bother them. So I think we'll just cut it here, honestly.
Yeah, I think
Since
that's
it's late. Yeah.
dude.
Oh no! Wait!
Oh!
We got one.
We got the second Alexis Texas driver.
Here he is. Okay. Hey Sam. Congrats
Hello.
on P2 in the standings. It was a very strong recovery drive.
Thank you. Yeah, starting on the dries was not the best strategic option.
Yeah, I was gonna say the people who started on dries ended up having to just had to.
It was like I think it was faster for the first lap or two, but then it just fell off. So
Well, I was on the wet tires to begin with. I was just behind you. I was keeping up with you guys, and then suddenly I just couldn't drive. Like my car just suddenly stopped working in the wet. So I feel like the wet tires at the beginning were very come see, come ça, but at the end of the day, I think it's just more like my driving ability in the wet on this track.
maybe the idea as well, but you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause I think only one Audi finished the race.
No,
they didn't even finish. They were 23 laps down.
Yeah. No, not a single Audi finished the race, and there were a decent amount of Audis in this race.
Yeah.
How was it your race? Because you did the undercut obviously, and then
Yeah, so I pit lap 3, I think it was. And then I was basically on my own for the rest of the race. So pretty boring, but not boring because it's in the rain. So I was just putting in the laps. Everyone was saying they were doing 220s, and I was doing 216s, 217s. So it's like I knew I was faster,
Yeah.
but not quite fast enough to catch P1 at the end. I caught like 5 seconds in the last couple laps.
So like you putting the charge on.
I was, but I made
Yeah.
mistakes. It is what it is. I also had 12 seconds of damage from like 40 minutes, so yeah. It is what it is.
I mean, you still managed to finish P2 in the race, constructors and drivers champion. So
Yep.
it's a P2 kind of day.
It's either cursed or a blessing.
Yeah, that's true. You also finished P2 in the Monza race this weekend, so it's been a lot of P2s today.
That was hollow. That was so hollow. I need to upload my recording of the entire race to YouTube just to show people what actually happened.
Yeah, didn't your force feedback just die and then you?
Yep, it just stopped working. Oh well.
It happens.
Apparently.
Yeah, I feel like
Well,
every single time, every time we've been, at least me, you, and Alex, or you, Alex, have been a team. There's always been a technical difficulty of some sort.
Yeah.
It's like I remember the Bathurst race, pre-quali race, where my internet just died, and we lost about 3.
Oh yeah, we lost
4
like
minutes.
a lap and a bit. Yeah. Oh no, don't remind. Well, I mean, it doesn't. Not that it matters now.
No,
but...
it doesn't matter anymore. But
yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any highlights for the season?
Oh god. I would say Paul Ricard, the entirety of that race.
That's what we said as well.
Yeah,
Paul Ricard
it was such a good race.
Yeah, it was a solid one. Just very entertaining for all of us watching and probably for you guys driving.
Yeah, and which you ended up finishing P3 at the end due to the stewards not deciding not to penalize. What was this?
Yeah. Well, it didn't matter in the end. I got P2 in the championship.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
And do you have any other like personal highlights, like an overtake you specifically remember, or a spin?
Do you know what? I don't think I've hardly done any overtakes this season.
You've just been undercutting all the time.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of an overtake that I did. I can't think of one. I mean, maybe Paul Ricard, but
yeah. What about
other than that,
the battle in Spa?
But I got overtaken.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, at least it wasn't like season 1. Anyways.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
We're not mention Spa. I think that's still that's gonna hold that to you for a while, but
So it's gonna be my entire life apparently.
So it seems.
50-year-old Sam getting absolutely just obliterated by mentioning just all you gotta do is mention season 1 Spa.
Season 1 Spa.
Yeah, but I think with that, yeah, we'll let you head off here while we shut the stream down here. So yeah, thanks Sam. Congratulations again on
Thank you.
P2, and let's see if you can become the first ever 2-time champion, or if Mr. Karsten can do this.
X to doubt.
We were mentioning that you probably could bring the fight to Karsten, because you're.
Yeah, well, we were talking in the 6-hour race that he's thinking of taking the NSX, which isn't the fastest car, so it's like he wants to be more close, because he was in one of the most OP cars in the game this season. So.
He's nerfing himself. So
he's nerfing himself, yeah.
Although on Bathurst, I remember yesterday or a few days ago, he was driving the NSX and he managed to get a 59.7. So
yeah, well, the NSX is good at I think all of the intercontinental ones apart from Suzuka, maybe, or maybe Laguna. I can't remember which one it is.
Yeah.
But other than that, well, we don't know. I'm assuming there's going to be Imola as well next season.
Oh, there definitely will be. I think the off season is going to be quite big with special one-off events. I think that's the plan for now. Is that a concept you look forward to?
Sorry, what was that?
So the off season, because there's a 2SRL break for Christmas
Yeah.
and New Year's. So the thought process is there's no point starting a new season just to go into a 2-week break after 3 races.
Yeah, true.
So there'll be an off season of one-off events.
Well, it's like I was talking to Alex as well during the 6-hour race, and I was saying, wouldn't it be a good idea to just do a couple of races, have a break, have a mid-season break, and then just do another 5 races? But I don't know.
Well, I guess we'll see.
Yeah, well,
It's
not
up
up to
to
me, is it?
the AC gods to decide.
Yeah.
ACC gods. But there are plans being made.
Alrighty, so I think we'll cut it here now, so I can get the stream shut down and everything, and I can give my final thoughts. So thank you again, Sam, and
You.
congratulations. Good luck with the off-season practice, and enjoy.
Thank you. Good beer.
Good beer. All right, so yeah, I guess what's left to say is I believe we are gonna have season 4 likely starting either at the beginning of next month or January of next month, or this coming January. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna figure that out soon. But like you said, Kimmy, we're probably gonna do like what 3 rounds and then just have it like 2 weeks off, and that might not sit well with some people, or they might want that. Who knows? But otherwise, there is probably going to be like you said, some off-season events. So be sure to tune in for those through EGL. We still have F1, the last rounds of F1 2020 seasons to go for SLR and 2SRL. Definitely stay tuned for those. Next season, yes, like I said, Timo will be joining for main commentary duties alongside me, and if Kimmy is around, he will likely come in for 3-man comms, potentially, which is pretty interesting to possibly go through, because that would give a lot of memery and and epicness. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, I think other than that,
the season's wrapped up. It kind of feels, yeah, I don't know. It's
went
been
by fast.
a weird season as well.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it's been 10 weeks already. The time is flying, and yeah, I think I guess that is it. So with that, I would like to thank you all very much for tuning in, and I want to thank everyone for dealing with the stream issues and everything. It's sorted now, and it's going to be even better next season. Congratulations to our drivers champion, Alexander Karsten, and our constructors champions of the season, Nico and Karsten again for Team Netherlands, I believe, in the Mercedes.
Yeah, racing
And
team Netherlands. Yeah.
yes, shout outs as well to all the FIA members and the staff here at ACC for making this happen. There's a lot that goes on in the backgrounds. Myself involved somewhat with it, and keeping an eye on things just to be informed. But the main guy, the main brains behind it is Timo, of course, being the admin of ACC, and also everyone else in the admin team or the ACC council. And
The council will decide the fate.
yes, yes, and yeah, thank you as well to Nico for the standings as well, I should mention. And thanks to you, Kimmy, for joining me and helping me stream this. And it has been grazie mille a tutti, Forza stream team. And thank you as well to everyone for watching again. Wouldn't be a stream without you guys. And thank you for dealing with me. And I am grateful for this. I hope next season is the best we have it. And we're probably going to come back mid-December, or go on a Christmas break. So we will let you guys know as soon as possible. Stay tuned in the server if you are in it to pay attention to that.
There will be a few things throughout the off season where you will find information on what's going to happen for season 4.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that, especially. And yeah, with that, I think I will sign off here. Thank you all again for watching. Be sure to check out the EGL channel. Of course, we have 2S and SLR tiers, or different tier races going on throughout the week from now. Tuesday, tier 3, 2S as usual. Wednesday through Saturday, tiers 4 through 1 in that order. And then Sunday, tiers 2 and 1 for 2S. And we're going to be in Sochi, so, I mean, not the best track, of course, but yeah, we're gonna be in Japan after that, so watch for that one. I suggest you guys watch that one. And it's always
I might
excitement.
practice for Japan.
Japan's
actually.
great. Japan is a great track.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that, thank you all, and we will see you in season 4. So thank you, and see you then.
Goodbye, all.